Hey, 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 this is Pierre Villaco talking. Sharing. Where do you share in Microsoft 365? How can you share? How does it work? A lot of people I met are confused with the sharing experience. Sometimes it's not that easy. So I thought I will do a quick video about sharing. First, what do you share? You share documents. So where can you share things? In OneDrive, documents are stored in OneDrive. In SharePoint, documents are shared in SharePoint. And Teams. In Teams, its documents are shared in Teams. And by the way, behind Teams, there's a SharePoint. So whatever you are, it's the same process to share. There's different way you can enter into OneDrive, Teams, and SharePoint. So I'm gonna here show how to share from the browser. So I'm navigating in my browser, the OneDrive. So how can you share? Either you select and you see share, or you have a button here, or even eventually you can share it here. So three ways. Just they want to be sure that you don't miss it. So when you click on share, then you have a, a pop-up that shows you know how you can share. So there's a default sharing depending on how your tenant was set up by your IT team. So here it says everyone in my organization with the link can edit, but there is more. There is and even there is more than that actually. But that's how it's set up in my tenant. So you can share. Eventually, you could share with anyone who has access to the link. Here it's blocked. We don't want to allow everybody to have access to my documents, or if even if I desire to do that without any control. So we disabled that, but you could share and people can access your document without, authentify them, being authenticated. Then you can say, okay, people who already have access to the folder, for example, they can, have access to this document. You can also decide if you want to share with specific people. So if you share with specific people, you will be prompted, and I'll show you that just after. And also in the settings of sharing, you can say the people I'm sharing my document with can edit, or they can just view. And if they can view, I can say I don't want them to download the document. So there's different options here. Let's set it like that. So then if you apply, then you just have to invite the people you want to share the document with. So I can invite somebody inside or somebody outside if my organization allow that. So for some people that won't be available, but it will tell me this person is outside my organization. So there's some sort of warning here. And then I can send, so it will send an email with the link to the document. I can eventually copy the link if I want to make my own mail and make some, add some description. Um, so that's a way to share. And wherever you're doing that, it's the same user interface. So I can show you, and can show you if I do the same thing here from my File Explorer and what was the document? If I right click on my document here, if I go in OneDrive, I can say share, and it will launch exact same window, but in the File Explorer. So same thing, you can either do it here, and same thing, you can change. You can even learn if you want to learn more how it works. You have a page that explains very well here all what you can do, and you can see now who has access to the document you shared. And you see there's more features that are not in my environment. You can set a password, you can set an expiration date. So that can be very valuable in some situation when you just want to share for a period of time with a password. Just be sure that people are not accessing this document for a long time and they have access, they have a password to log in. So you have all the details here if you want to understand more deeply. And I think there will be more features coming, like sharing for review only. So you can do that here. You can also do it. Let me open the document. Why is that here? Let me open the document. So when I click on the document, I can, in a browser, I can share here. So same thing, I can share. Not same window. Also, if I open the document in the app, hopefully we'll open the document in the app. Yeah, it's here. I can share the document here. Same window. So wherever I see a share button, I will have access to the same window. So that's pretty straightforward. You just need to understand the instructions and what kind of sharing you can do. So that's described. Described here. If you want to take a quiet look at all the options to understand all the options, it's here, but it's pretty powerful what you can do in terms of sharing. And it's exact same thing if you're in Teams. So here you have a sharing button here, same window. So wherever you click on share, that's the same experience. You just need to understand the meaning of sharing. And what also you need to understand, if you want to stop the sharing, so let's say, I'm not sure if everything is private here. Let's say this document. You can go to manage access and you can say, now I want to stop sharing. So if you want to stop sharing, you don't remember exactly who you shared it with, you just have to go there. And then your document will become private. So if I, for example, if I stop sharing here, it will become private. Hopefully, if I refresh, so 5 ways to access Teams meeting. Where was it? 5 ways to access Teams meeting. They're all private. So that's a simple feature, the share feature. But you need to understand how it works, and also you need to understand what are the options and how you can manage access after. So don't forget that you can have manage access here through the web and then say what you want to do. The other thing I think is important is to know that you can click on the eye icon here and you can have an history and you can also manage access here. Let me see if I have a document that I shared. Maybe this one. So I need to unselect the other one. So I can also see who viewed the document, and apparently I didn't. I shared it, but nobody modified it. But I will see if people modified the document. Also, what you need to understand in Teams, it's a little bit different because you can share a document. Let's take this one. You can share the document, but you cannot really cut the sharing here, if I can say that. So you have to go to SharePoint and open your team in SharePoint, and then here you have the same thing that I showed you in OneDrive. So you need to go in the browser to have more information about the document and manage the access. And so again, you can manage the access and stop sharing. And you see here there's some groups tailored to the team that are showing. It's not like in OneDrive, there are more groups already created when you create a team. So that's another way. If you want to manage the access of a document that you shared in a team, you have to open it in SharePoint. Hope this was helpful.